just sitting there. He fell for
Misery.
it.
I haven't heard
No,
that.
I don't think they seen this. Yeah, I hadn't heard that one in a while. I made up a group and you just.
I didn't anything. I was trying to think of it.
That's funny.
I have no sense on a Friday.
The animals?
Yeah, the animals. That's right. I couldn't think of it.
That's what it is. Yes.
Yeah, animals.
Okay.
Would have never known. It's fine.
You
You sound like a dying animal. Please stop.
What was that?
Please.
That's what they sound like.
Okay.
Oh my
It
God.
just brings me, when you think about songs and movies and stuff like that, it's like a guy walking on the side of a road with his luggage with his thumb out.
Yeah, like something bad happened.
Like,
Life just gone the wrong way.
On the wrong
See,
side of the track.
I got more Liam Neeson after he like murders the bad guys and the gun's over his shoulder and it's raining.
Oh, he's just walking out of
Like
and
that-
the scene of
that one
too.
Right.
That scene too. The rain, walking somewhere.
There's a
Yeah.
house in New Orleans. It makes no sense actually if you read the.
And all he wants to do is get to the local pub to have a nice stiff one at the end of the bar by itself and think about what he
That's
just
like a Quentin
did.
Tarantino scene.
I was going with reuniting with his daughter, but sure, we can go to the bar.
Or that too.
Yeah, that too. Keyshawn J. Will Zubin presented
I like
by Progressive
dark stuff.
Insurance. All guests join us on the Goodyear Hotline. Alan Hahn, Monica
my nails
McNutt
black.
here with Key. And yeah, we are storyboarding again movies, apparently. At least that scene there. But the scene out of Phoenix is the Suns continuing to be that team concept. I mean, team, even though we are going to talk about Devin Booker and his 31 points and Chris Paul and everything that he's done, the maestro of this team. But Giannis Antetokounmpo, still, he came away. I mean, he played 40 minutes. He gave you 42 points and 12 rebounds. You feel like he did enough. The problem is the supporting cast around him still not doing enough, and they now face that 0-2 hole, just like they did against Brooklyn in the second round. And Giannis, well, yes, all right, facing 89% now, I guess for them, be 11% of a chance to win this series, according to history. But let's try to enjoy the ride, right, Giannis?
We've made a great run so far this year, and we gotta enjoy this part. It's kind of hard to enjoy the game when you're losing, but we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, it's hard to enjoy it when you're losing, yes, but you still are in the finals. Don't lose sight of that. And Monica, as I've always said, series doesn't really start until a road team wins a game. So you heard Stephen A. in the rejoin say the Bucks better get both games in Milwaukee or this series is a wrap. Do you agree with that?
I also want to challenge that very popular saying. The series has definitely started. The Bucks need to get both of these for sure, but I don't, unlike the previous series, knock on wood that Torrey Craig's injury is not serious. But if this Phoenix Suns squad stays healthy, their continuity on both sides of the ball. We keep talking about Devin Booker and Chris Paul. Mikal Bridges had his second highest point total in his career at 27 points. Now, first half, Mikal Bridges, Jay Crowder, and then Devin and CP3 really got it going in that third quarter and going into the fourth. So there is not a single hole to plug in terms of this Phoenix Suns squad. And so to me, I continue to say that Milwaukee has to find a way to score the basketball and be better. History shows us that Chris Middleton has had 26% from the field performances in the previous two series and been able to bounce back when he went home. This is a big-time bounce-back game. Like, this series has already started. They better stop playing or it's going to be over. It's going to be light work.
Yeah, and then when you look at from a Phoenix standpoint, like Monica's saying, the Bucks got to score some points offensively. Yes, defensively, we get it. They've scored 118 points in 2 consecutive games, but that's not the problem. The problem to me is they've got to match point for point, no matter what it is. If they hold them to 100, they got to get one-on-one. They haven't been able to do that. And then when you think about it, Phoenix hasn't lost 2 games back-to-back in the playoffs yet. So what happens? All you need to do is get me one. That's all.
You come back to Phoenix 3-1.
Get me one. Get me one.
It almost feels like with that crowd. See, again, and the crowd factor is also something that you can't overlook. The crowd in Phoenix has been fantastic, and they did it again last night. Giannis at the free throw line.
It does work statistically. He's shooting 50% on the road. Going into last night, he's shooting 50% from the line on the road and 59% at home. I thought it was white noise, but it's working. But both are bad, to be fair.
And he airballed another one early on. Now he started making them later on, like
I don't
it became a
how
thing.
you airball a free throw.
Well, you're not
Me
good
neither.
at it.
I don't get it.
How you? The basket is really big.
It's not moving either.
And it's not moving.
There's no one in your way.
All you gotta do is just
hit
push it.
Yeah.
Even if you hit the side of the backboard,
You hit something.
Hit something.
something.
There's sound effects too. That I still find it. I know I make a big deal about it. I'm telling you, it's just I can't think. Can you think of a possible NFL comparable to something like this, where it is a fundamental of the game, and whoever it is so psyched out they can't do it? Can't
a field goal
do
kicker.
it.
A kicker.
But he would get pulled.
But then
Well,
you
he's
play.
not. Typically, the kicker's not a star. I mean, unless
Well,
you add a
I'm talking
Vinatieri or
about
something
a
like
guy
that.
who's a star,
Like a
a
vital
legend,
piece.
and he's got to do it in the game. He has no choice but do it, and he can't.
Well, he's not going to be a legend.
You can't
he
play
gonna be a
in
star.
the NFL. You can't be an MVP
Yeah.
and do stuff like that.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah,
I mean,
that
they
doesn't even make sense.
I've never seen so much joy on a fan base,
It is
and a
actually-
collective crowd, as they are just. This is gleefully counting numbers because this guy's at the free throw line. It's just the most.
And
I can't
the
think
way
of
they
anything
react.
else.
The
to the
only
make or miss is
thing in
hilarious.
sports that I could think of is baseball, where you get the yips, where you're Steve
But
Sachs
again,
or
that's
Chuck Knabloch, those type of guys. That's the only thing I can think of. You can't throw the ball to first base to save your life, no matter what the situation is. Because in football, much like Monica said, they're going to cut you. They're going to cut your ass quick.
We
They
don't
ain't
have
even
time for that.
playing with
right. It's over.
Yeah, it's-
like a pitcher who can't hit the strike zone, and it becomes
Yeah, they
a
gonna get
thing
rid of you.
where like the crowd just starts laughing because he can't throw
They
a
gonna
damn
get rid of
strike. Everybody
Yelling
starts
outside.
to build up. I mean, eventually here comes the walk, and the guy comes out, give me the ball, son. All right, good job. He's out of the game. Giannis played 40 minutes last night.
Because he gave you 42.
Right.
And the 42 didn't come from the free throw line. Not all of it. So
No,
when
they
you-
actually got better at the free throw line as the game went on. He ended up 11 of 18. Okay, that's not great. He missed
improvement for
7,
him.
but early on. I mean, the air ball early.
Yeah, but you
He
can't.
got, each time he goes to the line, everybody's back up again. Let's do this. To a point. Also, he took 5 threes.
Yeah,
he
see, I
missed
didn't like
4
that.
of them.
Please,
and
I
when
didn't like
he
that.
lines
When he-
up for
God.
3, the crowd goes, "Oh yeah, we want you shooting threes." Like, what? I mean,
One three. I wish you could have saw me at home.
Yeah,
One of them I knew because he wouldn't pass the 3-point line. He's sitting there,
and you're
and,
like,
and the
he's-
dude just back it up.
Yep.
I don't remember who was on him. He's backing up. I said, "This dude better not."
Yep.
And he shot the 3. I got to screaming at him, even though he couldn't
And
hear
it's
me.
so crazy because the way that they started the game as a unit, their first 14 points, 12 of them were in the paint.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can get there. Mikal Bridges, I love him. Had a great game offensively. I think he's a great defender, but he can't do anything with Giannis. When Giannis decides,
Too much
I'm
length.
going to the spot and getting to the restricted
Too much
area,
length,
it's nothing.
As a basketball player, Monica, what makes you think you can shoot a 3 like that? So what
Man,
makes you
Key.
think that, even though you know you missing, do you go back and say, do you think, whether it's during the timeout or going back down the court after you miss, do you think I'm hurting my team by doing this, that I should just go bully ball, or you say, damn that, I'm going to keep shooting? When you're a guy like him.
If I had Giannis's skill set, I would never shoot a 3. Like I would, even if you give me mid range, give me 2, 3
you'd be Ben
dribbles.
Simmons.
Yeah, if I can't shoot. I mean, that's the part of it. You got to try to
makes
keep
him
defenses honest, but it doesn't. You are terrible from behind the arc. And now I get it. Part of the game, a lot of the game, rather, is mental and confidence, right? So is he trying to add this to his game? Sure. But, baby, you need the entire offseason to really work on this thing
Baby,
and
you
really
need the
get it
entire
in there. Because
offseason.
right now, that's not it. Give me 2 dribbles and a pull-up. Do something. Give me something.
Yeah, see, I just can't see myself in football all of a sudden deciding I'm going to play running back and I'm going to carry the ball when I know I'm only getting 1 yard an attempt. I can't do
But
that.
you can't even you can't comprehend that, Key, because it just doesn't make sense, which is kind of how we feel about
Like, I'm
Giannis
going to
shooting
dog you in the
threes.
paint. You cannot, I'm long, I'm big, I'm aggressive, I'm going to dunk on your head. You cannot play with me. You're a child.
And
Why
when-
am I shooting threes?
And it's just an
this is the
awkward looking
question.
shot too,
Yeah,
which
this is the
again
question.
the crowd loved it, wanted him to shoot more, encouraging it. That's why this series moving to Milwaukee. No one's going to be counting, and no one's going to be. They're going to be cheering for him. It won't be the mock cheers, the Bronx cheers as they call them, that you were getting in Phoenix. Keyshawn J. Will Zubin, presented by Progressive Insurance, protecting small businesses with specialized coverages for commercial vehicles. More at progressivecommercial.com.
Hey, Perk, man, let me bring Perk in here, find out how many threes he done shot in his career.
Kendrick Perkins joins us on the Goodyear Hotline. Good morning, Perk.
What's up? What's going on? What's going on? Y'all doing all right?
Yeah, we straight, man. I asked Monica this question. I don't even know if you heard me or not. What makes Giannis think you was a big man? You was down in the blocks doing your thing. What makes him think he's a little guy that can just shoot threes? Like, why?
Kendrick Perkins took 14 threes in his career.
Giannis took 14 in one damn game.
Shut up, up, Key. Perk, please answer the question.
Well, Key, I think it has a lot to do with now social media, right? So guys hear what a lot of people have to say about him, and Giannis is a guy. He works on his game. One thing that we can't sit up here and say that one thing we can say is that he has gotten better every single year, right? He's worked on his game, and he wants to show the world that he can shoot the ball. The problem is that everybody that's on the opposing side, fan base and the opponent, they also want Giannis to shoot the ball. Matter of fact, they want him to make a shot so that he could continue to take shots. That's the whole problem, is that instead of going to your bread and butter, and that's attacking the basket, getting down hill, getting to the paint, getting to the free throw line, he wants to prove to the world that, hey, I've been working on this and I can knock down 3-point shots.
Perk, we all know you get better in the offseason. It's tough to improve during the course of the regular season, and I don't know if that three-point shooting has improved. But check this out. Obviously, the Bucks need to make adjustments. When you watch this team, do you buy that the adjustments need to be made more urgently on the offensive or the defensive side of the ball?
Well, both. First thing, Monica, is that, look, they have to pick their IQ up. Right now, it's so disturbing to watch the Bucks play on the offensive end and defensive end. Matter of fact, they might be the dumbest team in finals history. I mean, they're so frustrating to watch. When you watch their lack of accountability on the defensive side of things, not being able to stay consistent in what they're doing. Guys are not trusting one another. Offensively, you heard Budenholzer before the game started. He said, play random, have fun, spread the floor, play freely. And that's what the Bucks do. No sense of urgency, just play freely like they're at Rucker Park. That's not going to get it. I don't know what they could change because, look, you can't develop an IQ overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick Perkins joins us on the Goodyear Hotline from Phoenix. Mikal Bridges was a huge part early on in this game. You knew the Bucks were going to come out and give you that push in a game two that they knew was an important one for them to win, and they did so, attacking the paint, all the things you were just talking about. But it always takes that, one of those, and that's what I love about Phoenix. That's a team, right? Team concept. That's a team. They've got all the different parts. They've got a lot of confidence in those different parts, and it's one guy that can step up at a certain point in the game to give you something. And throughout the playoffs, you've had that, whether it's been, Cameron Johnson, whether it's been Campaign as well. We've seen him do it. And then Bridges gives you a first half that they really needed last night to stem the tide and then get them back in control of the game. Is that something you can appreciate the most out of that group? Is the fact that, yes, we talk so much about Chris Paul and Devin Booker and even DeAndre Ayton, but they really do play like a team.
Absolutely, and they got a high IQ. But it goes back to what I've been saying for a while now. Fans back in the stands, having home court advantage matters because role players play better at home. Look, your superstars and all-stars, their game is going to carry at home or even on the road. But when you look at your role players like Mikal Bridges, they thrive off the energy of the fans. You look at a guy like Jay Crowder, he thrives off the energy of the fans at home. You could go down in history. Role players play better at home. And I thought Mikal Bridges played the game of his life last night. He stepped up when his team needed him the most, hitting timely baskets. And look, not going outside his body, being a star in his role, being who he is. It wasn't like he was forcing anything. Guys were finding him. He was in his spots. He was knocking down shots. They were running him off the three-point line, 1-2 dribble pull-ups. On the defensive end, we know what he brings to the table. I mean, he was into Chris Middleton. He was into Drew Holiday. He was down low banging in the trenches. That's what you need out of a young role guy to be a star in this role, and that's exactly what Mikal Bridges was last night.
Perk, there's no question about it. The role players play a very important part of team success. He gave you 27 points, as you mentioned, last night at home. But two guys for the Phoenix Suns that are not role players are Booker and CP3. How do they handle that pressure going into Milwaukee? Because clearly it didn't affect them in other series this season.
Well, you can always tell in their body language, Key, and this playing football. All sports are the same. right? You could tell the team that's on a mission. They never get too high and they never get too low. They stay even keel. We saw last night in the press conference after the game, you watching Devin Booker talk, and he's just sitting up there like he didn't just have a phenomenal game. He's sitting up there basically saying, look, it's more that we have to get done. This mission is not complete. And when you see a young guy like Devin Booker locked in like that, you know you have something special. When it comes down to CP3, he's one of the greatest floor generals that we have ever seen, right? And right now, he's on a mission. He has something to prove to the world. You don't think he smells blood right now? You don't think he realizes that he's 2 games away from winning his first NBA title? He's locked in. And so that's what I look at. Not just the play. I look at the body language. I look at what guys say after they have big nights. And I'm watching this team, and they're locked in like no other.
All right, Perk. So is it time, speaking of Book, for us to start talking about him on the defensive side of the ball? I'm going to give you this fantastic stat from our stats and information team. Devin Booker, through 2 games, has had Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton's number. He's held them to 2 of 18, 11% as the primary defender, and is holding all Bucks players to 24% through 2 games. Is it time to start putting some respect on Book's name as a defender?
Absolutely. We know who his mentor is. We know who his idol is. It's the late, great Kobe Bryant, right? Everybody want to talk about what Kobe did offensively, but people forget that Kobe Bryant was a 9-time all-defensive player, right? And Devin Booker has elevated his game, and he's playing both ends of the floor. And the thing is, we have to credit one to his conditioning because he don't look tired. He's in the moment. And for him to rise to the occasion and look, say, you know what, I'm going to give you a 30-piece on the offensive end, and on the other end, it don't matter who's in front of me, I am going to lock down and lock you up. That just shows how locked in he is, and that also goes to show you how great of a coach that Monty Williams is. Because when you have a guy like Devin Booker that's known for his offensive, how great of an offensive player he is, and then you get him to buy in on the defensive side of things, that's coaching to me.
Perk, I got to tell you right now, that tie, that's a hell of a tie. I'm big on the suit and everything going together. Now your wife had to have
move
picked
your
out that
mic so
tie.
we can see, Perk.
Yeah, show that tie. That is a.
Oh
look at that.
my bad. You want me to look? I'm gonna hold it to the side like.
Hey, Perk,
let me
Perk, let me take a guess what tie. Hey, I'm gonna take a guess. That's a Paul Smith tie.
You know what, Key? Look, I'm not gonna even sit up here and lie to you. I don't know what brand it is. All I know is that my wife have my clothes laid out on the bed, and I just have to put it in the suitcase.
We love her.
Smart man.
Wish her a happy birthday for us
Yeah,
too.
we
I know
saw
she
the
just
birthday.
made
Oh,
it.
happy
She
birthday,
celebrated her
man.
birthday.
I mean, have to tell your wife happy birthday.
Perk, I'm
Yeah.
surprised Key let you get off, though, when you said all athletes are the same, because he swear basketball players are soft usually.
Man, I don't. Perk is my dude.
But Monica, look, I grew up in the state of Texas. So I've heard that all my life. You got to understand, growing up in the football state, that's how football players think, and I'm okay with that. Certain players may be soft, okay, and I get it, right? Certain players in the NBA may be soft, but they have certain guys that had to enforce a role, like myself, that also played the game of football and battled down there in the trenches. That's not soft. I mean, but at the end of the day, you know what? I have to tip my hat off to Key and all the football players, because the way that they put their bodies on the line night in and night out, hey, it's something beautiful to see. So, Monica, I know you tried to stir the pot right there.
I did.
You my girl, but but I didn't want no beef today with my brother Keyshawn today, okay? I did not want to make hamburgers. We chilling.
No, I let it go. Because Big Perk cheated himself by going to NBA. He know he's supposed to be on the line in the NFL dominating.
Wow.
He know what he was supposed to be doing. Perk knows he's supposed to be one of them big linemen dominating.
See, hey, Key, that's what I'm saying. Now you telling me I'm overweight. You know what I mean?
No, I didn't. Man, I didn't say that. I didn't
know.
say.
Hey, look.
I know. I'm not talking about right now. I'm talking about when you played, when you was a key
Mission
figure,
accomplished.
winning championships in Boston. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about Perk at 40 plus years old. No.
Hey, Key, I'm gonna tell you something. No, look, I didn't battle a lot of greats, Shaq, Ben Wallace, but I don't want no problems with a guy like Myles Garrett or Aaron Donald. I'm cool on that.
Very wise.
No, you made the wise choice.
Hey.
The business decision, no doubt about it.
Man.
And also getting out of that Phoenix heat and headed to
Stay
Milwaukee is
cool,
probably
yeah.
something we welcome right now as well, right, Perk?
Yeah, I guess so.
Perk, we appreciate you as always, man. Safe travels. We'll see you.
All right, thank you, appreciate it.
Kendrick
Yeah,
Perkins,
he's smart, man.
ESPN NBA analyst on the Goodyear Hotline.
It's hot. Perk was hot.
It's hot.
Yeah, you saw him last night.
Yeah.
Last night too in the arena, it was definitely hot. But he does make an interesting point. What he said about how the Bucks are not playing smart. That's again when the team doesn't play smart. I look right at the coaching on that one. They got a couple of days now to figure it out. We've got a couple of minutes to figure this out. Is it time for Key to get into acting?
Oh my
talked about
gosh, are we
movies
doing
yesterday.
this for real?
Look at
Headshot.
that look right there.
Not like that. You
We
look
will
squished.
get to that answer next. KJZ, ESPN Radio, and on the ESPN